Alright, thank you guys for watching our video. This is going to be sports massage. Your sports massage for your pre-event, your intermittent or intermediate event. Then you have your post-event when the client or athlete is done their race, marathon, sports event, whatever they got themselves into. They're very, very sore, tense, tight, and they're cramping. That's your post-event. So for this portion, we're just going to really go over quickly how I do my pre-event massage. It's not how you've been taught in school. It's not something that you've seen on DVD. Before I get a whole bunch of YouTube tweets and comments and Facebook posts about this is not how you're supposed to do it. This is how I do it. And I get the athlete in working conditions so they can run their marathon, triathlon, sports event, running, many miles, or sports, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, all that good stuff. So let's go. So first, if you don't have any type of machines or equipment, all you're going to do is pretty much warm up the body, especially if they're wearing shorts. Shorts, it's perfect. Volleyball players, wherever you're at, in the sun, beach, soccer players, all that good stuff. You can actually use your hands without having the friction of their clothing. So let's go real quickly. So all I'm doing is just warming up their legs. Just oscillating, just like a fan oscillates. Goes from side to side or rotation. So just, and my hands are loose. They're not grabbing or anything. So then I want to petrissage or crab grab. And I'm not staying in an area for more than a couple seconds, and I'm moving on. Because all I want to do is bring good blood flow to their bodies. They've been sitting around, the event sometimes gets postponed, or you're just wasting time with the coach. They're telling you this and that, and it's like, oh good God, I just want to go ahead and get into the competition, get it going. Or you're sitting on the bench for a long time. Your blood is now getting stiff or coagulating. So now you actually have to get it nice and loose and warmed up. That's how you see like somebody in baseball swinging the bat over and over and over, and they're not even hitting the ball, but they're in the dugout swinging, or a pitcher's just pitching, or a runner is always stretching or pretty much jumping up and down like a boxer. They're always moving to keep their blood flow going. Just like a car in the winter. A car in the winter, if you just start it up and just mash the gas, it's not going to go as fast. You can actually seize your engine because some of those pipes or older car, the oil, gas, everything that you need the car to run is not moving through the gas lines or the oil lines. You're going to break your engine. So same thing for an athlete. If you don't warm up, you can pop something, break something, pull something, you're out of the game. And when you catch a cramp, you're really out of the game. You can't perform at your highest potential. So from all your crab grabbing and all that other good stuff, you can come in and chop in if you want to, just chops. And this just works on your nervous system to say, wake up, wake up, wake up. You can pinch. Circles. Get those feet. The inner calf. Inner legs. Circles on top of the quads. And that's pretty much all I do for about 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. Both sides gets 5 minutes. Their arms I really don't worry about too much unless they're doing an athletic event with their hands and their arms. Hands and the arms are a waste of time sometimes because the athlete just wants you to work on their lower back, hips, legs, feet. That's about it. So if you don't have tools or anything, you just got to use your hands, improvise, warm their bodies up. That's pretty much your pre-event sports massage. There's nothing tricky to it, nothing fancy. You do not have to follow somebody's rules like on YouTube or these sports massage videos. I've seen many of videos and they all do it differently. There's no set way of doing a sports massage or any massage. It's the way you want to do it. You can rock, you can chop, pound, do what you gotta do. There's no right or wrong way. You can even do tapotment, whatever you feel like doing. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into the intermittent or intermediate massage, or intermittent just means that, say, a swimmer or runner, they just ran their event, but they're getting ready for the 800-mile or 800-meter run, or the long jump, or whatever it is, or the next swimming event. The swimmers, they'll go sit in those hot tubs or pools to stay warm, to keep their blood. That's why you always see them sitting in those pools. Like, why are they sitting in a hot tub just chilling, talking to each other? That's why. You don't want to be outside that pool, because remember, you're in a warm pool for just a hot second when you did your jump. Then when you get out, that cold wind and breeze, even if you're in a 65 or 70 degree heated inside event, it's still going to be cold to your body. So we're going to use a machine that's pretty much going to do all the work for you, pretty much. I'm not going to do the opposite side, because you're going to do the same thing from here on the other side. That's all. So now if you have a device or machine, this is what I use pretty much for my sports events. I let this thing do all my work. It's cordless. It's very, very powerful. Just turn it on. At its highest setting, it's a beast. So I want to turn it down low just to start off low. Because remember, if it's a post-event, we don't need it on high. You do not need to be doing violent strokes. Not so much violent, but vigorous strokes. So you turn down a little bit more to where it's almost off. Start with the quads. And actually, I didn't even prepare my client's leg, so let's prepare the leg first. You get your massage cream or lotion. Massage cream and lotion only for post-event. If you're doing pre-event, now they're greased up. They don't want all that on their legs or their arms, back, wherever you're going to use this at. Post-event, this is after, at least 48 hours after the massage or the event. Not the massage, but the event, so sorry. Now, you apply your lotion or your oil or cream, whatever you want to use. All the way down to the feet. And remember, post-massage, they're recovering. All I'm doing is light strokes, petrissage, pretty much tapotment, some crab grabbing, and just lightly moving blood to where it needs to go. Really, really, really slow. Never really, really fast. I mean, you can do fast, it's not going to hurt, but just use caution. Okay, so now that she's prepared, this is rubber contact. You can lubricate it if you want to. So it's better slip. Turn it on. So at your pre-event, the very beginning, you're not going to lube up anything. You're not going to lotion down nothing. You would use this without it. You could use it with it in certain areas, but I would not put that client in a greasy state before their event. And you check in with your client, see how they're feeling, how you doing. It's good? Right. Now remember the striations of the muscles go down. Some go diagonal, like the leg muscles, sartorius, gracilis, and all those other adductor muscles, but you can do cross fiber friction and really loosen up those muscles. And for those supreme athletes who just want to take pain, and yes, you can really add pain in there if you want to, but we're not going to do that just yet. So this is good for kneecaps. So instead of using your thumbs, breaking your thumbs all the time, you get right on in here at the kneecap, but you use light pressure because this thing is a beast. See how my finger is bouncing off of it? Right, so imagine your kneecap, if it's already sore or swollen or inflamed, you don't want to do this. Just a light pressure until they say they want more or they can take more. And you don't want to stay here forever. Just a couple minutes, 1 or 2, maybe 3, and move on. The areas to really focus on: medial, the lateral, the patella area, because remember your hamstrings or quads hook down right here at the patella. Then at the top, quads hooking at the patella again up here, so it crosses over the knee. I'm so sorry. And then right at the top. So dig right on in here. And now down the leg. It's going to feel a little weird right here. There's a tibia bone, right here. This bone that kind of sticks out. This little meat that is right here, unless it's your calf's to the side though. So right in here it's more connected to the bone. So you're just going nice and slow. But for me it feels great. And then on this side where your fibula, you get in right in here at your extensor muscles. And that tibialis anterior muscle especially. How you doing? That's good. And then you can go all the way down to the feet and all that other good stuff. But some people are ticklish, so just be careful. But I love using this. This thing's a beast. I highly recommend it. But let me give you guys a closer view of what I was doing, because from here you can barely see what I'm doing. Close-up view. We just turned on the machine. So the extensor side of the legs, if you want to get closer to the extensor side, all you would do is hold the leg in, and then you can get the extensors a little bit closer. But like our athlete just said, she has finished up with her run maybe a day or 2 ago, and there's a little small bruise here, so you have to be careful. You have to analyze and look over the body to make sure you're not running over anything that could affect her or him or whoever you're working on. Alright, that kneecap. Top of the kneecap. To the side. Back to the quads again. And again, if you want to get the IT band, just hand on the foot, tilt in, and then it exposes the IT band. But be careful of the ankle. If they're having any pain, just ask them, is this okay? Is this okay? Alright. So for the other leg, it's the same thing. We don't want to leave her uneven. And when you're doing this and you feel that little, or you hear that little hollowing sound, it means you're near a bone, so just be careful. So I'll show you. Right there. So you'll know the difference because it starts to vibrate more, and that's bone on bone, almost like hitting an aluminum bat with a baseball. It's like you're gonna get that reaction, or hitting another aluminum bat with another aluminum bat. Both hands are gonna be vibrating, or it's gonna hurt. Right, so this is what I use for pretty much every event. It's a beast. So it goes higher, but the only higher portion that I want to really hit are the quads. I don't want to use this down here because it's kind of crazy. So Riley, how does that feel? It's not too bad. Too much. Okay. See, this thing gets crazy. So remember, use caution when you're using one of these, but it works. You're gonna have some athletes who are just ridiculously huge, or they love pressure. They could be ridiculously small and still want the highest setting. So be cautious of what you do and what they ask for. You don't want to hurt them. So say you don't have one of those machines. You use your cupping, and your cups, which is silicone cups, and they suck on the leg, and then you move, and see how red she's got, because that's the blood rushing up to the surface of the body. IT band is going to be tight, so just remind your client, hey, it's going to be a little bit of a pull. But when they get off the table, they're going to be like the loosest, not they've ever been, but it's going to be like, wow, it's a huge difference. I feel like I can run another 10 miles or 20 or 80, whatever it is you're running. Sensitive area right in the middle. So middle area, I kind of save for the last, or if they can take it, I'll do the middle, but just really quickly because it is sensitive. More nerve endings are in the middle of your legs. Hey Riley, how you doing?
Good.
Perfect. Remember to always check in with your client. So from here, if you want a really huge super suction to where you want to really loosen up your quads, they're really tough or tight, or the IT band, fold in as much as you can, press on her leg or his leg, and then let go. It's a super suction. So now you can wiggle and really loosen up the leg. Do some circles, whatever you want to do to loosen it up. But you only do a couple passes like that and then let go. Because it's on there. See how red her leg got? And it's powerful. She can take it, but after a while it starts to hurt. Because remember, you're pulling on your nerves as well. Not just your skin, blood, and interstitial fluids. lymphatic system, all that good stuff. You're actually pulling on nerves, so your nerve endings are going to hurt. But some people need that to loosen up restrictions in the leg or in the whole entire body. So our client's just going to roll into the sideline position so I can show you the IT band because it gets funky and how to really relieve. All right, so now the IT band. The IT band is one of the restrictive muscles that give us all types of knee pain because right here it hooks into the kneecap. You can see right here, even just rubbing my thumb down her leg, it's hard, it's tough. Because remember, she just went through an event and she's been training for a while. Anybody who's been training for a while or you just got through an event, it's going to be super tight or restrictive because you're working on certain muscles and they all like to attach at certain areas. Lower leg, upper leg, they all attach right here. So this is always going to be the toughest part. Almost like a muscle in seafood whenever you ate like oysters and you try to rip it out and it's like you got to get that little spoon or knife to really cut it out because they're tough. It holds at that insertion. So now that we have her oiled up, we use the cups, we put a little oil on the cup just to help us glide on the rim as well because the skin's going to go inside. Squeeze. Sometimes it can be too much, so check with your client. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Perfect. And then it gets tight right around here. When the suction comes down here, it's going to feel a little uneasy, but that's what you want. You want to free up these blockages down here. Oh, super suction on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a super suction on this go around because even for me to move it is tough. So I'm only going to do a couple passes. See how red? Yes. But down here, see it's only one little area because those 3 little bumps. Okay, that was the other one. So this one's loosening up here, but it's still this ligament right here that's a little bit tough. So not as heavy this time. You can always tell if the cup is a little bit too hard or too abrasive when your clients are moving their feet. They're wiggling like, wait a minute, this is a little bit too much. But like I said, when they get off the table, the benefit you'll see like, whoa, okay, this does feel good. It does work. Because we all have craziness going on in our legs and our body that need to be unhinged or unhooked or released. And it's hard to find a good practitioner who's going to do it for you because they don't have the technology or the tools or the know-how to get it done. You see the redness, that's the blood rushing up saying, we needed this. But you don't want to do it too much because this cup can cause bruising, or any cups can. That's how you see on the videos or somebody had cupping, they get bruises everywhere. So she's doing great. So we'll even out the other leg and then we will be done. We're going to flip on over to the opposite side. All right, so now we switched over to the opposite side because we don't want to leave anybody uneven. So, cup again, to the side, suction. And like I said, the IT band is super, super tight because on the front side when we did this for the quads, it wasn't this restrictive. I didn't have a hard time moving the cup. When you have a hard time moving the cup, that's how you know that somebody is super, super tight and they needed this. Just loosen up that IT band. Now see how going down with the shaking, she didn't tense up or move her leg, because with vibration it works on your nervous system. It's saying, hey, there's shaking going on, so let's focus on the shaking instead of the suction, instead of the pain. But if you go slow and try to move around, it gets tighter. So just with vibration, loosens everything up. Cool. So if you didn't want to use these rubber cups and you just want to sit into a pool, or if you have the luxury of having a jacuzzi or sauna and all that other good stuff, you can put these on, these cups, and they're not as painful. So see, these aren't too bad, are they? Mm-hmm. See? And then if you have ankles, like, so say your ankle was giving you a hard time, just lube up a little bit. And you had like some sort of inflammation or you're sore still from the run, nice and easy, just put some lubrication so the cups can suck. And right at the ankle joint, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but it sucks up and moves out the inflammation. And you can need an even smaller cup. This is as small as it comes in. So again, lube it up and put it on the top part of the ankle. The backs of the ankle you don't really need to worry about too much because you have one of your main arteries running down your leg, and then you have your calcaneal tendon. Calcaneal tendon doesn't really stay swollen. It's always right around this ankle joint and above it, and right here at the top part of the foot is where your ankle is going to get swollen. More muscles, more venous returns. As you can see, her veins right here, 1 or 2. This is where it's going to get swollen. Back here, not so much, because you have more connective tissue, tendons, ligaments connecting back here. So you would sit in the bathtub for at least 20, 25 minutes, maybe even 30, with some Epsom salt or aromatherapy just to open up and give you some more vasodilation instead of vasoconstriction. Because right now it's constricted to where, you know, your joints and bones are hurting. And that's just using these little small cups. Nice and easy. And see how red, see, that's the deeper the blood over here, that's where it's more stagnant or injured. The blood needs to flush out. So let's take this one off. Same thing. More blood is over here. So it does work. It works on your blood vessels, makes everything move. And she's had a huge event where right here the ankle area was swollen, but now it has gone down nicely. I can still see the tip top of her ankle, or lateral malleolus, the bone. If I can see the bone, you're doing good. You know, if you had like a big knot on top like this, you need to go to the hospital, 911 immediately, because that's pretty bad. On this side as well, I can see her medial malleolus, the lateral malleolus. They're both. So a lot of you guys have asked me in my videos, what do I use for sitting down and actually using underneath somebody's legs as a bolster or a pillow or cushion to take pressure off the lower back. So when I'm practicing, or not practicing, but just preparing and getting ready for an event, I always make sure I have my collapsible chair. This I actually got from a medical supply store for like older people who don't want to sit in line and wait in line for like tickets or Christmas gifts. There's actually even smaller ones with like a little hand, like a cane, and it has like a little 3 tripod. You just put it on the back of one leg and stand against it. But this one's better because it just folds out. And it's a tripod. It has 3 legs, comes on down, just put your butt right on here. And your crotch area would go this way. Anywhere there's a point is where you're going to put your area. So if you put your area right back here, it's kind of going to go forward. It bends in. So you have to almost distribute your weight where the point is. So if I was to sit down, I'm definitely going to sit this way. Or if the chair was this way, I can't. You can sit this way, but it's going to collapse in. See how that is? So if you point it to where you're actually going to sit, it won't collapse because you have evenly distributed weights. But this thing is a beast. It's about $80 I spent on it at the medical store, and I was there to pick up some medication that took my back pain away, but it still didn't hurt. I mean, it helped, but I just seen this while I was purchasing the medicine for my lower back pain at the time, because I was trying to lift something crazy. I don't know why. But then I saw this, I just had to have it, because where else are you going to have a portable table, chair? It's hard to find. Even at Massage Warehouse or wherever you look at online, they're a small fortune for smaller chairs. This is just perfect for me. It comes with a little strap. Just put it on over your shoulder, carry it with you. compact, keep it in your car. Don't let anybody steal it. Vending events, I've already had 2 people try to walk off with this. So there's actually, well, the hook thing, I had a hook, but it broke because the person ripped it from my table. I had it locked to the table to where it was down here and it was chained, but then they just ripped it open and had somebody sew it back on. So be careful, don't let anybody steal your equipment. Next, for the legs, so say if somebody's on the table and I want to put a padding or pillow underneath my kneecaps so I can let blood flow pass through or take strain off my lower back. These are just a blow up pillow. And so now, so say you're lying on the table, you got your leg pillow, and then it looks just like that. So while you're lying down getting a massage, you're just taking off the pressure from your hamstrings onto your gluteus maximus, lower back. Everything's going to pull if you don't have a pillow. So that's why we use these bolsters or leg pillows. And they're very strong, sturdy. The air's not going to pop out or anything. They're strong. Even for the heaviest person, they're not going to break it. And see how high it lifts you off the table? It's perfect. It's really, really good and sturdy. I like it. So you get 2 of them, 1 for each leg. So you don't have to keep putting the bolster and asking them to lift both of their legs, fit that thing under, because that bolster and some people's legs are heavy. This, I just lift 1 leg at a time, put it underneath, that's it, and I'm done. So, the air, even if you take the cap off, or somebody's leg is too big, the air still doesn't come out. The only way that the air comes out, you gotta pinch. Now the air comes out. Without pinching it, you have to apply heavy force, you know what I mean? But it's gonna still let it out now because I actually still applied pressure to it and it's releasing slow here at the nozzle. But it still will hold the air. Even for the strongest person, it takes a lot to even put the air out. So again, hold, now the air comes out. And this is why I like these. These are a beast. Just fold them up, put them in your car, throw them away, wash them. They're washable. They're great. And this is what I use for my vending events. Just take 1 or 2, whichever you prefer. I use 2 all the time. And this is what I use.